Hey everyone, I just wanted to notify that this episode is going to be audio only because I did something before recording that only captured the audio, not the video. So just so you know, there's going to be subtitles for you to be able to follow easily. And yeah, that's it. So, what I'm most interested about, I guess that's what we can start with. I saw that you are building AI tools, that you have like an AI may I say, like a catalog of tools all mapped out in your website. Is that the only website that you have right now, or are you actively collecting data about AI tools that are good? Like, how do you go about it?
Yeah, so the idea behind that directory, which is basically AI gems, gem finder, sorry, aigemfinder.com, is just like a diary kind of thing. So I've run many businesses over the past few years in Web3 mostly, which resulted in me trying different tools, especially in the past few years. So having kind of a diary of what I use on a daily basis was something that I wanted to do. And it's just the beginning process right now, to be honest. There's nothing spectacular on there right now, but I'm working behind the scenes to put out a lot of information on there for people, starting out, especially in marketing, because that's my background, and kind of streamlining the processes of their work, etc. So basically, that's going to be a public diary in a way. And I found that those types of things, so documenting instead of producing, often has virality to it. So let's see.
Cool, that's a lot. It's a lot in there. Like, you have a marketing background. What kind of marketing specifically?
So my main background over the past, like, I want to say we have 2025 now, so 8 years, has been in Web3, so crypto. But not necessarily, you know, shilling projects, as you might find on crypto Twitter. I got involved as kind of a marketing role in 2017, and I was helping projects build, communities, raises as well, plenty of raises in the portfolio as well. So yeah, I've been in crypto marketing space, and to be honest, I've only recently started getting involved in like a startup industry, like a regular startup industry, and I have to tell you, it's like night and day. I was like, what is going on here? Like,
What do you
because
mean? What's
crypto
the
is like the
difference?
wild west, right?
Yeah, and startup land is a little bit more structured, and yeah, in what way?
Yeah, so as I said, a Wild West, I think, is a good way to explain what happens in Web3 most of the time. As you can imagine, with the amount of projects popping up, teams, you know, there are teams which are very professional, but you might come across a few, or even more than a few, very special people. Yeah, the professional aspect of kind of regular startup culture has been really interesting to see, especially given the fact that I was in the crypto ecosystem for like 8 years straight with literally, I didn't do anything else other than crypto related stuff. So coming off of that world and trying the regular stuff is it's interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like, that's a jump. For sure, it's a jump. So you were into crypto. Were you a personal believer in these crypto projects, like their future and their utility for the world? And how do you see crypto different from Bitcoin, if you see it different at all? If you see a difference in them at all?
Yeah. I mean, so just to take it back a step, like when I was joining the space, it was very different than it is right now, definitely. It was pretty wild when I was joining, but it didn't have the aspect of, thousands of meme coins launching every day. So as we experience right now. So there's a lot of saturation in the market, in the crypto market right now, when it comes to altcoins. But when it comes to like the whole idea of crypto, which is, you know, removing middlemen between yourself and the other party, I really believe in that strongly. And I think, you know, Bitcoin for me is something that's going to be here to stay. And I'm heavily involved in accumulating as much as I can. But because for me, it's like a very long-term play. I'm not
Yeah.
a trader type. You know, when I discovered Bitcoin for the first time, it was like looking back at it, it was like, you know, we have all these banks. We have counterparty risks when it comes to moving money, when it comes to them blocking access to your money. So having something that, you know, you can put in your pocket and fly all over the world, or, you know, let's say you tattoo yourself with some seed phrases, and that's your way of interacting with that chain.
Yeah.
Or even if you remember those seed words, you can have it in the back of your head. So that idea was really attractive to me, and I resonate with that to this day.
That's great. Yeah, I'm happy you saw the difference there because so many are, I guess, Bitcoiners are also labeled as a little bit of a occultist sort of movement. But I feel like I see that more in the crypto space. But it's not to draw similarities when it comes to like cults because I don't really pay too much attention to that. It's more the properties of Bitcoin that is revolutionary for me. Like I found it, I was introduced to it in 2019, and that idea that you were mentioning that you can just store your money in a memory is so powerful. Like we haven't had enough years to really think through that and try to understand it properly. I don't think I do. But the idea that I could travel across the world with money in my mind, like the use cases of that is just hard to wrap your head around. All the places around the world that don't have, or are the people around the world that don't have access to bank accounts, like a good example, that are in war zones or trying to get out. Like all these people can work and save in a currency or a money or an asset that you can take with you. And that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it removes borders for sure. And, you know, we've seen plenty of things happen over the years, and it kind of gets stronger every year, it seems, that, you know, we have things like bank runs in certain countries. We have various countries that limit people's access to banking for whatever reason, political or not. So having an alternative in a time like this is, you know, you could compare it to gold, because gold is kind of a physical asset that has value to it, so you could move with it, but the amount that you can move is limited as well. So you can't, you know, enter an airport with $100,000 worth of Bitcoin. I mean,
Yeah,
gold. But you can do it with
yeah,
Bitcoin. So
yeah.
yeah, the ease of kind of moving that around and being able to access it no matter what is definitely a strong factor why.
Crazy factor, yeah. And gold, it's hard to pay with gold. I guess we could still say that about Bitcoin because it's not widely accepted yet, even though we are getting there. I guess that's early to say as well because we're so early in the adoption phase that not even 1% of the world has ever actively tried to transfer Bitcoin. So I think the property of payment is still being worked out. The tools are there, and now it's just about distributing them. So I think we'll get there. It might take 15 years, 20 years. What do I know? But the tools for Bitcoin to get there will get Bitcoin to, I think, an exchange asset. Like you can actually pay with it. Gold has been here for 5,000 years, if not more. I don't know. It's hard to, we can't pay with gold. And the tools or the ability to build out the tools to be able to pay with gold are not possible in today's world. It doesn't make sense. So I agree with you, and it makes sense also that at least institutions and sovereign wealth funds and countries that are not trying to guard themselves from whatever inflation issues and bond issues. I don't understand it all, but I'm trying to pay a little bit of attention so that I can have an idea of what's happening. But it makes sense to me that they are pivoting towards gold because the reputation of gold is already established. It's been there forever, Bitcoin is 16 years old, and even though the properties of Bitcoin are better, they're not widely understood. So it makes sense that people are pivoting to gold. We can talk a little bit more about AI since it's so there's so much not only hype, but I mean Silicon Valley, like the amount of tools right now is just crazy. And you seem to understand a little bit of it. You seem to have an understanding of how you streamline marketing processes, which is interesting to me. Could you tell a little bit about that? Like, what tools you use for that, and how they work, and how they help you speed up a process that maybe it would take 10 to 20 or 15 people to do that work prior to AI, and now suddenly you're a one-person machine that can just pump out marketing material.
Yeah, so a strong benefit for founders of big companies when it comes to AI is the fact that when you apply those tools, your teams would be more effective in the way they work because a lot of marketing is happens with testing, A/B testing, and things of that nature. So it takes time. It used to take a long time to produce material, produce copy, and then go to testing and seeing what sticks. So all of these things, AI kind of streamlines in a very interesting fashion over the past few months. We had great developments when it comes to things like LLMs. Gemini just recently launched their third version, which is beating all the records. So all of these tools like Gemini, like ChatGPT, and Grok as well, which I use on daily basis. I think they're going to streamline a lot of processes at different companies, and it just depends on the people who want to use them or not, because there's a lot of talk about AI replacing people, but I don't think personally that's coming in the next, let's say, 2, 3, 4 years. I think we're going to see is basically people adopting that tech and being able to use that is a huge process in hiring and things of that nature. So
Curious about like that exactly because so many say that AI is going to replace people, but I'm like, I'm not sure the machine is going to replace the person. I'm more of the belief that there's going to be somebody in a job or in a position in some company that will be replaced by somebody else that is a person that uses AI, that knows how to use it. So it's like a hammer, right? I like to use the example of a hammer because if you don't have hands, you won't be able to use a hammer. I mean, I guess maybe you might learn how to use your feet, but that's not the point here. The idea is that the tool is the hammer, and if you don't know how to use it, it's not going to work for you. So I see AI the same way. Like it's just a hammer. Like the commodity is knowing how to use it, right? It's not like the machine is going to come replace someone. Or how do you see that?
yeah, I mean, if I have to be honest, over the past, let's say, 2, 3 years, um, I think I've seen a lot of kind of pretending in the space, like marketing wise. I've seen many people get into marketing without any knowledge, just kind of winging it and hoping to do something of that career. So I think AI is gonna really show who can actually do the job, who
Yeah,
knows
yeah,
about the fundamentals of how to market to people, how to build the brand, and things of that nature, which is going to basically show, the employers even who actually knows the stuff, Whereas up to the point where we didn't have AI, as a founder, you have a lot of business on your head, managing people, sales, etc. And now you have to kind of hire a marketing team. You might not be well versed in marketing, when it comes to hiring and things of that nature. I think there was a lot of pretending at one point. So a separation between people who can actually do the job and can use the tools to their advantage, and people who are just, pretending. I think that's
Yeah.
very possible.
Yeah, I think it's a natural stage of a new technology where there's I mean I'm guilty of it. Like even with Bitcoin, when I first started reading about it, there was this curve where I suddenly like attained a whole bunch of information and I thought I knew everything. So I started talking about it as if I knew everything. And then the more I read, the more the deeper into the rabbit hole I got, the more I realized that I don't really know what the hell I'm talking about. And I guess I'm still in that stage to a certain degree where, you want to share what you know, but at the same time, you want to keep yourself open to new information. And I think you're right about that there is going to be people that are going to be filtered out by the reality of AI and by how they use it. And yeah, I'm in this writing course right now, and they help us use AI not to think, but to ideate or to amplify or to reshape or to restructure or to suggest instead of thinking. I guess those can be interchangeable to a degree, but if you have AI do everything for you, like that's like hiring somebody to use the hammer for you. You're not actually using the hammer. So I'm blown away by the AI thing because earlier today, or I guess yesterday, a few days ago, where I wanted to start making like reviews of podcasts. And what I wanted to do was to be able to listen to the podcast and make notes on my computer while I was listening, and that and to use a tool that would automatically timestamp my notes to the part of the video that I was listening to. And I started asking AIs to help me find a tool that would do that for me. And I just couldn't find one. I paid for a few, and none of them actually worked. So I started trying other tools. I'm like, it's not working. Like they're not working like I want them to work. So what I did was I just made an app. I made the thing that I wanted to find. Like I just went to Claude that I pay for, and I said, "Here, this is what I want." And then it asked some clarifying questions. 5 minutes later, I had the app that I wanted. And I was like, "Holy smokes, that's crazy!" And I was just so stoked about it. I was like, maybe I can make a tool that, because it's so hard to find these like good like snipping tools. You're watching a video, you're trying to find a video, or like you want just a little clip of it. You don't want to download an hour long freaking podcast to be able to take 2 minutes. So there probably are tools out there, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm in a good role here building apps. So I asked, hey, let's build like a Python sort of app. And it just did it for me. Like 15 minutes, I had built two apps for the thing that I wanted to do. Like I was amazed. I'm so amazed. I was like, hey, why don't I make another one? Like I used to take these screenshots of a certain part of a screen that I want to talk about in an X post, for example. And it becomes blurry and it's like a little like it looks low quality. I was like, what if I build a tool that just heightens the quality? And I did that in freaking 3 minutes. So it's like it's not even 3:30 and I've built three apps. And it makes no sense to me. I'm still like, wow, how is that possible? And well, AI makes it possible.
Exactly. I think many people also, one thing to add to that, many people who are skeptical about AI and how it works, I think those people haven't done enough trying and tasting, because if you ask it a simple question, like build me this, right? Build me X, and it comes up with something subpar. I think that's what many people tend to do as their first test, instead of really digging in and kind of doing step by step, improving, removing errors, bugs, etc. So yeah, exactly. You can make tools with, in a day, make them perfect, make them market ready in, a few days, and then try to sell them. So that kind of thing really does work. I've I've done it myself as well. I've done like a tool that allows you to make comments on X using AI. So it basically generates a reply for you. It reads the text of the post, and it analyzes based on your persona that you set out earlier. It generates, a comment, because that's something that many projects, Web3 projects, were using. And there were a few tools, but they weren't perfect. So I thought, yeah, just build it out. I've built it out, and few teams use it. So there you
That's
go.
great. That's a good idea. Like, where can I find that?
Jump in here and set the record straight because I'm listening through this conversation right now, and at the time I was recording the episode with Dominic. It's about 8 weeks now. I put some thought into it, and I don't think it's a good idea to have AI comment your on your behalf on other people's content and try to build a brand quickly that way, because it's going to be inauthentic. It's not going to be you who actually posts it. So even though I did sound enthusiastic about it during this conversation, as I said, I put some thought into it, and it's not something that I recommend doing. It's not something that I'm doing myself either. You can go back to my X account and see my activity there the past 8 weeks and determine for yourself if you think it's AI or if it's me. And yeah, just wanted to come clean about that, and yeah, set the record straight. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the conversation.
I'm gonna send you a link. I don't want
Okay,
to
cool,
show
cool, cool.
you, but
Yeah, that's a great tool.
I mean, people would be against it. Many people would say, you have to be real with your comments at all times, etc.
Yeah.
But in few scenarios, I don't see a problem with that. Like, you have, especially in big companies, you have 2, 3, 4 Twitter accounts. Some of them act as like an intern account, or unofficial, or something along those lines, which is like an easy kind of communication between themselves and the audience. And to build that account, and if you have like 2 people on your marketing team, they can't be building 4 accounts by hand, because it's just not going to work. So yeah, automations when it comes to that is interesting, and you can test things out as well. Like, let's say you were pumping out 500 comments every day. How would you do that, right? And if you have a marketing team, you're not going to you're not going to sacrifice one person for like 2 weeks. Go and try that. You're going to use those tools and see what happens.
I see the use case, like you're talking about here. I also
Yeah.
see the value in actually doing it yourself. Obviously, it's going to take more time.
Yeah, I mean, you can be creative about it. Like, when you're creating a persona, so a profile, before going ahead and commenting, you can tell it to basically read the post, analyze it, and ask an engaging question, right? And instead of just plain comments, you're going to be asking questions about the actual post or actual topic that the person is mentioning. And then the actual person can take it from there, right? When they get a reply.
Yeah,
So basically using that as a hook,
yeah.
something that I'm
So
doing.
how does the tool decide who to comment? Is it a list of links that you manually put in? Like, how does it find what to comment on?
So the tool doesn't actually comment automatically. You still have to, open a browser, scroll through your feed, select a tweet, and it basically populates the comment section for you in a second. So you basically have to pick which tweets you're going to interact with. But instead of, reading the whole thing, thinking about a reply and then typing it in. It just does it in a second once you click the comment section. But there are many ways to make it very swift. Like you can use lists on X. There's a little tool that you can use built in. They can put like big creators in your niche. You could put small creators in your niche and like also leads, so potential clients. Put like 50 popular accounts in every list and then go through that list and just comment along all of their posts. So,
Interesting.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
What other tools have you made that have gained some real traction and that are the most successful for you?
So I haven't built any tools that are actually like customer facing. It's more of a kind of streamlining processes when it comes to marketing for the companies in Web3 that I work with. So let's take a step back. Like my everyday job is working with crypto projects on their marketing, on building community, etc. And then in the agency that I run, we have a few assistants, and basically they have to do a lot of manual work. And in order to streamline that work, I use AI as an in-house kind of tools to help those guys do what they do and do it quicker, A/B test quicker, and come up with good ideas.
Cool. So you build tools that you use yourself for your own agency.
In-house, yeah.
In-house. I'm still learning the
The
lingo.
next step is to create something that's going to be publicly facing, but I'm always skeptical of that because, once you put something out there, I don't know, maybe it's something in me, but I want it to be perfect.
Yeah.
Because those things are often not perfect.
Yeah. That's true. Perfectionism is an issue though.
It is, I know.
It's like I have whenever I think about perfectionism or talk with somebody about perfectionism, I have this video that I link them that is just amazing. It's called The Gap. And it's on Vimeo. I don't know if I'll find it. Probably. And I'm not gonna try to Ira Glass. I'm not gonna try to retell it because it's just too good to tell it. You have to actually watch it. And it's only about 2 minutes. And well, in short, it tells about the gap between an idea that you have and how well you're able to execute on it. That's the gap. And then there are other, I guess, pieces of wisdom where people say when you feel like it's 80% done, that's when it's perfect. That's when you ship it out, be done with it. Just move on to the next project. Like, see how it works. Improve after you've posted it. I try to take that approach, and I think I'm not necessarily always successful in doing so. And sometimes I'm like, I publish a little bit early. I'm like, okay, this is 80%, whatever, put it out, right? A little bit too quick on it. But yeah, I suppose it is when it comes to like, I guess because it would end up being a company if you have like a tool that you is outward facing. Is that what you called it?
I just say, customer facing. So basically,
Yeah, customer facing. Because what is it? What's the barrier for you? Is it that you feel like you're going to be aligned with the project, like your identity fits into it, or like how do you see it?
I mean, I can't really put my finger on it, but if I had to guess, it's a few things at once. Like, first of all, there's a lack of time on my end, definitely, because I'm obviously still running the agency world of Web3. So creating the structure for some tool, and that's going to be, let's say, not perfect, but getting there. I just don't have time to really perfect it in a way that, I feel.
Do you think that you'll eventually become a Bitcoiner, like go all in Bitcoin, or do you think you'll forever have some altcoins in your wallets? Because I assume that you have them since you're part of building communities around them and stuff like that.
So the way I see altcoins is essentially, for me, I would say majority or even high majority is a Ponzi like experience. Because, there's so many of these things. And
Yeah,
also,
there's millions of them.
yeah, the tech develops at such a rapid pace that I wouldn't marry a bag, let's say, when it comes to altcoins. But it doesn't mean you can't make money off of it, and it doesn't mean you can't make more Bitcoin by trading some altcoins from time to time. So the idea behind going all in on Bitcoin, when it comes to my mind, I think I'm all in, but then I tend to just trade some altcoins or see where the opportunity is in hopes of getting my Bitcoin bag bigger. It doesn't often work out, but yeah.
Yeah,
In
it's
my mind,
sorry?
in my mind, I'm all in.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. And I understand, I mean, we're humans, and there is a part of us that likes that money game, you know? I also have like bots running that help me acquire more Bitcoin. But I feel dirty though. I feel dirty because I believe so much in the thesis of Bitcoin that when I trade altcoins, I feel like I am suppressing that thesis, even though I believe it. So it feels dirty. But I also want more Bitcoin. So it's hard for me. That's hard to balance. I get it. What you're saying, like in your mind, you're all in. I feel like that too. I don't have any other crypto than Bitcoin, but I use other coins to get more.
Yeah. But when you said
Yeah.
you feel dirty, like, going that route, you can't have a bank account, right? Because Bitcoin is created to remove middlemen.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Now, I was saying that if you said you feel dirty, like when you trade,
Yeah.
like going that route, I
Yeah.
think you can't have a bank account at all, or a PayPal, or anything else,
Well,
because
that's the
a
goal.
middleman.
That's the goal. Ideally, I wouldn't have a bank account. I think I'm going to get there eventually. I think I'm going to get to a point where I just relinquish it all. But I'm not there yet. I'm nervous to post this episode now. Because of my Bitcoin stands, and I'm trying to build, or I guess I want to build a brand around it because it's so important to me. Like I see it as such an important tool for everything. And I think it's deeper than most people think. Oh, it's this just replacement for money. But do we really understand what money is? I know for sure that all coins aren't money. We know that gold is not money, as I feel like we attribute the word money to being able to pay with it. So I don't know, it just feels like a process. I'm not able to go in all in on Bitcoin. My landlord doesn't accept Bitcoin. Even though I try to pay with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tool that allows you to be self-sovereign in a way as well. So that's a big aspect. And when it comes to
It's a
payment,
new ask. It's not only. Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
no, I was just going to say, when it comes to like payments and stuff like that, there's plenty of those Bitcoin machines that you can, redeem Bitcoin for cash and use cash to pay for things in different countries. I don't know how it is in Norway, but in Poland, it's very common. You'd find like over 10 ATMs in each big city.
Really?
So you can
Are
just pop.
they are they attached to KYC? So you put in a wallet, a
So
Bitcoin wallet.
basically, it generates an address,
QR code and then you send it to
Yeah.
the QR code and then it gives you cash?
It just dispenses cash.
Really?
Yeah, and
No KYC?
up to 1,000 euro, no
Oh,
questions,
that's a
nothing.
lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's there.
Wait, are you not using zloty in Poland?
We are, yeah.
You said euro.
But it's so basically the euro part is because EU has certain regulations
Yeah.
on European countries. So even though we have zloty, on those ATM machines, there's still like a badge saying any withdrawal above 1,000 euro needs to be.
I see. But it's still converted into zloty.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's so early still, and there's so many things to learn. I feel like when it comes to Bitcoin, when it comes to AI, like we're so early, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering. Like I was thinking today, with the amount of deep fakes that are gonna pop up because of AI, I think blockchain is gonna have its 5 minutes. However it is used, whether it's on top of Bitcoin or even something else that comes along, it's gonna help Bitcoin, even if it is not Bitcoin directly. But I feel like blockchain is going to play a huge part in making sure creators, companies, and various individuals can actually confirm the truth when it comes to content that's online.
Yeah, and with truth, you mean that the content that is being shown has a stamp on it that only can only be signed and created with a blockchain key. I think that Bitcoin is already able to do that. I don't know the details of it, but I think it's possible. And I think you're absolutely right that it's going to be widely used. Every creator is going to start using it. Every company is going to start using it because it's too easy. Even today, like I can in the next 5 minutes, I could make a pretty good video of any political person saying some obnoxious stuff. Post it and say, look what this person said. That's insane.
Yeah.
And I think we ought to be really careful with that.
Yeah, it happens like, every day on social media. I think a lot of content out there is generated or created to cause, a scene in a way,
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
likes, etc.
Rage bait.
Yeah, exactly. So, I do feel that I don't know if it's going to be like a social media that's already out. Maybe X, maybe Elon still has something in the back of his head about the usage of Bitcoin on X or something else. But I feel like there's going to be a social media platform, whether old or new, that's going to take blockchain and actually prevent the deepfake flood that we're starting to experience.
Absolutely. I think it's inevitable. I think it's going to come to every platform. I don't know because I think it will. I think it will happen, but I don't think necessarily it's going to be a new platform. I think just all platforms are going to start using it because it's going to become so toxic that it's going to become necessary, and then I think the shift is going to happen pretty quick. It's going to be widely used in a very short amount of time. But
Yeah, but look at TikTok. Like TikTok wasn't around for a long time before it emerged, and the ability for people to create short form content wasn't around until TikTok created it basically or popularized it,
yeah,
and because of that, other social media platforms like Facebook, like YouTube, like Instagram adopted that. So I wouldn't necessarily say that the current platforms are going to come up with something. I would be on the lookout because you never know. And also,
that's true.
when you're first to the platform as well, when you find that opportunity,
Yeah,
something that resonates with people, has great features like
yeah,
virality to it, etc., and has blockchain on the back end, so that people don't really feel like they're interacting with something on the blockchain. So it's seamless. When you see that platform, I think it's time to go all in. Like
Yeah,
create
yeah.
content
Start posting on it at least for
and
sure.
get your followers up.
That's a really important point actually.
Yeah. I mean, you can browse, the App Store every now and again and see which apps are in like the top 100 and just monitor, see which ones pop in, which ones are social medias, and see how they, grow. If they get to top 50, create an account.
You sound like Gary Vee. Have you heard about Gary Vee? You listen to him?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
He
these
jokes.
are the tips that he says. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I've used this.
Yeah,
I use these things, so it's
yeah, that's good.
quite easy to talk about them when you're actually in the game.
Practitioner, yeah, for sure. I think that's a good way to wrap it up, Dominic. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for talking to me and having this random conversation.
Pleasure.
Let's stay in touch, brother.
Cheers.
Bye.
Thank you.